Hello, hello, aviators. How y'all doing today?
Morning.
Hello.
Hello, morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello. A lot of people ended up in the wrong Google link, huh? Wouldn't that be funny if we have like 2 or 3 rooms open at the same time? Everyone's a little lost. That would be fun. All right, good. Let's get the screen up. All right, you should have a screen up now. And let's see, anything in the news? Anything that's worth paying attention to? What a bunch of stuff today at 8:30. Home sales at 10. Pending home sales. Okay. Okay, a bunch of home stuff at 10. So that would probably be impactful. Just got to watch out for that. Cool. All right, let's see. What do you guys see on this 30-minute chart on the SPY? Anything interesting?
It's breaking towards the high,
Yeah.
but it will
Just-
come back for the retest for sure. Once it goes above that pre-market high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pre-market high could be the breakout zone. As far as the setup is concerned to enter, I don't see one right now. It just gapped up, it's pushed down. Maybe it does the cup and handle thing if it pulls back after the open. So for the way I do things, I'll sit out the first 30 minutes because I don't see a setup here. Anyways, we have that news at 10. And after that, I'll see what it looks like. So, all right, nothing on the SPY to begin with. What else do you guys want to look at? NVIDIA had earnings. You're saying, huh? Okay. Oops. NVIDIA, okay. If it's got a big catalyst, a big RVOL, then it's good for scalping. If that's the case, you can see a nice big gap up. Well, it looks like earnings was overnight last night, right? So it went down and then came up. Oh, that's interesting. It's very interesting. I think the breakout of yesterday's resistance zone would be interesting. Around here, 182.50. Because the earnings will push down from there, but it's recovered a lot of it. So interesting.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that, huh?
Yeah, Avi, AMD looks really good. I was looking at the 30 and the 60-minute chart. It's just kind of like I have a level at 168.80. It's kind of got the flat top with ascending lower highs. Sorry, higher lows.
Where are you seeing higher lows from this?
Sorry, zoom out. Sorry, zoom out. I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so there's the higher lows, and then there's kind of the flat top. It's already kind of breaking out of that, and it's holding above that level.
Yeah. That's really wide, though. I'd be careful with that. To keep it very simple, just look at this big top here, just below 170. Looking for a breakthrough of that. And actually, what's more realistic, I think, is right here in this zone. You've got this area here, 168, just above 168. If you get the bounce off of that, then you're going up towards 170. You have a de-risking zone right here. So yeah, I think just about where it looks like it's going to open, 168, 168.50, find a long somewhere there. Going towards 170, you have that resistance. I think that could be good. It could be interesting, quite likely.
And how did you find this? Like, how did you?
These levels?
Yeah, like the 168.15.
Yeah, so that's, I'm looking at this. That's basically this high over here in the pre-market a couple days ago, which also aligns with a bit of a resistance zone in the previous pre-market. You can see false breakouts through it as well, so it aligns quite nicely. This was where my eyes went to first, this perfect reversal right here. And sure enough, it's been an important point. You can bring it down a bit even. It's probably more like over there. Yeah, just about 168. So basically above 168 and 168.50, you want to find an entry there for a long. Right now, that looks like the setup. Again, all scalping stuff. I'm not going to touch it. This kind of pattern is not for me. But, you know, you have the most likely you're going to get a decent move up towards 170. So keep an eye on that, I think. That'll be fun. What else we have? Alexander SMCI. This is not too different from AMD, right? Same thing. You got the highs overhead, just about there. Yesterday's high looks like 45. Yeah, obvious number. You have this resistance zone. This is very interesting. Yeah, this zone, overnight resistance, where it's rejecting just about right now. So I'd say if you're really thinking about this one, wait for it to break through 45 and retest and go. There's not enough room in this to work with. Unless you're looking at a short. I don't see a short. I don't even see a long at the moment. It would be all scalping. Again, 30 minutes setup wise, I'm not seeing anything. There's nothing in it. So what we got, Raf? You're saying major drop almost back to yesterday's level. Yeah, that's NVIDIA. Yeah. NVIDIA is interesting. We should keep an eye on that.
Could you check Apple?
Yeah. Apple just grinding upwards. Really messy to trade, though. Let's see. So far, you've had a move up. I don't see, the kind of consolidation I'd like to see for the breakout. It's in a consolidation, and it could well break out. But it's not the one I like to see, which is the wedge. I'd like to see an ascending wedge for that breakout. So, again, pre-market breakout makes sense, going upwards. The prevailing trend is upwards, so that's why that direction. So just look at that. Then you have overhead resistance, pretty obvious ones. Oh, and yeah, sure enough, pre-market high is also pretty firm resistance previously. Look at that. So that would be a pretty powerful breakout if it happens. And again, for now, I don't see a reversal pattern for it to drop from here. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, I saw the range is pretty tight. It's like 80 cents below pre-market.
Yeah, that's the problem with Apple. It doesn't give you a lot of move. And so, again, it's not efficient to trade. Capital efficiency is not there. You want something that moves. You know, Tesla tends to move, or NVIDIA tends to move. Apple, not so much. That's the thing about it. So it's harder to trade. You just don't get as much out of it. Cool. So that's basically
Tesla is also on the move towards the upside.
Tesla. Are you long on Tesla? You were swing trading it, right?
No.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got too many stabs.
Oh man, it's another world. All right, Tesla. What do we have? Thing pushed up, pushed down, and overnight it's looking positive. Again, I don't see a setup on a 30-minute picture. I see it's just running into yesterday's choppy area around 352-ish, this whole zone. And inside of that, you don't want to trade it, of course. One interesting perspective could be you have these support zones from yesterday and broke down. And let's see if it rejects and comes down again. No, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. It already moved down and gapped down. It's already back up. Forget about the short. I'd say just don't trade it inside of yesterday's messy zone. Wait for it to get out of there, either down or up.
Above 355, I guess. Because 355 is just...
Yeah, that's basically the big high of yesterday. But I mean, real big support, or sorry, big resistance, I think is here, 353-ish. You can see where it was consistently rejecting right there. So breakout from there, and then you target 355 as a scalp, and then you go further. I think that would make sense. But just don't play with it while it's choppy, where it's choppy. You know, it's going to be choppy where it's been choppy. That's the whole fractal pattern thing. So, yeah, so that's what I think about that. Cool. All right, guys, 30 seconds to the open. You all know what to do. Take it easy. Wait for your setups. The market is a gold mine. If your setup doesn't come in the first 5 minutes, it'll come in the first 30 minutes. If it doesn't come, it'll come later. If it doesn't come, it'll come tomorrow. All you got to make sure is that you're still here tomorrow when the market's here, and don't go blow yourself up in the meantime. And then you survive this whole game. Should be all right. So let's put a few things on the charts to watch, huh? How about NVIDIA? There we go. The market is open. Whoa. Oh, okay. Oh, what happened to my chart? And what else do we want to watch?
Oh, smokes! There goes AMD. Wow,
AMD already gone. Hey.
great.
Have your chart froze for Tesla?
Yeah, it's my whole thing is frozen or lagging right now. What a mess. All right, I'm gonna restart my DOS. Usually that fixes it. It's up and running now, but I'm gonna restart it anyway. It's so funny. Every couple of days it needs a little kick in the butt. And most things look like they're in an interesting zone, but you just gotta wait for the breakout. Just wait. It's not quite ready in the pre-market. All right, let's see if this works better. Okay, seems like I got charts up. All right, so Tesla, we had the levels. Let's put them back on. Right about there. NVIDIA. Let's look at NVIDIA. So you have the big high in the pre-market, but you have yesterday's intraday high. That was very interesting. It broke through there very fast. Keep an eye on this, huh, NVIDIA? If it holds
We don't see your screen, Avi.
Oh, sorry. Thanks. I always forget to share it after I restart. Okay. There you go. Thanks for the reminder. Cool. So yeah, watch NVIDIA. This 183 area and above could be strong. And AMD. What are we working with here? Okay, it broke through that big high a couple days ago. Keep an eye on it. Always wait for these retests. You say AMD bouncing off 170, that retest is happening. Looks like it's happening. And Tesla, sure enough, rejecting where you would expect it to. But we have that firm resistance basically all day yesterday. And again, I wouldn't touch Tesla inside of this zone. It's just too messy. Okay, I got SPY open there, and I'll open Apple on the other chart just because you guys like it. All right. What's going on with NVIDIA here? So it didn't hold the 183 area, just a false breakout for now. Yeah, this is all heavy resistance, huh? This whole area, this whole 183 area. And longer term support seems to be down at 179, which gives you plenty of room for a trade in this zone in the short direction. 182 to 179, that's plenty of room. But wait for it. Raf, you missed NVIDIA? What do you mean you missed it? It's hardly begun. She's talking about. Easy, Raf. You're way too fast with your trading. Too fast for me. I'm barely waking up, man. And you're talking about missing trades. Let's see, where does NVIDIA want to bounce from? It looks like pre-market areas. Pre-market resistance turns support, maybe. The 182 zone going up. If you guys have VWAP and stuff over there, that could be it. Buyers coming in. Tesla, yeah, messy as expected. AMD not doing the retest. So here's what I would do on a retest. I wait for first a bullish candle and then the new high after that. So far, it hasn't done any of that. It was shaping up a bullish candle, but didn't complete it. So I'd wait. See what it's doing. It's bouncing off that level we found. That level is basically the big high a couple days ago. Let's see. Oh, the SPY is very interesting. Take a look at this. It put in the bullish candle, but didn't make a new high, so no entry for the long if you're trading a 1 minute chart.
Have you tried the pre-market range as the Fibonacci levels, like drawing equidistant lines from there?
I've done it in the past. Yeah, I've traded that stuff in the years of trading. I haven't done it recently.
I saw Red not doing it, and I'd say it's really good because today in Apple and Amazon and what was it, Tesla and Nvidia, but Apple and Amazon they worked. I think AMD too.
All right. Yeah, that's a good way to go. You can use that. I don't have a real problem with it. The thing about measured moves, though, my whole thing is if you're measuring a range, it better firmly be a range where it kept rejecting that level at the top and kept bouncing off the level at the bottom consistently, not just like one touch. That doesn't define a range except for that 8 a.m. thing, because that was a whole market maker thing. So make sure you have the range defined, and then you can work with it. I think that's fine. Should work. You're saying you got that on Apple today, and what else? Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. Most of the time, you'll find opportunities with that pretty early, as in the first 10 minutes or so. Yeah. But I'm doing things a little differently now. Those Fibonacci levels are out of the picture, so I'm just waiting for candlestick setups and go with it. So let's see. What I'm thinking could shape up here is a bit of a cup and handle setup right here on the SPY. What's interesting is overnight, and even just now, it made a new high beyond this last week's very important high, and even yesterday's. So the level would be around about here. Yeah, 648. It's done the cup. If it does the handle bit, we have maybe 2-3 candles, and we have a big breakout up there. So let's wait and see if it sets up. That's a fun one. In a big uptrend, that's a fun one. You typically see that on a weekly chart with swing traders, but it's also effective here. All right, NVIDIA failing, huh, so far. Does anyone catch that move? This is your range to play with, basically, 182 to 179. You might get a continued move down. Let's see if it holds below 180, but I'll have to wait and see. Anyone see a reversal here on AMD? Going up? No? No one sees it? Well, it's not there. It's tempting, right? Because it put in this hammer, 937, but there's no room to the left in this hammer at all. So you can't trust it. Thinking of the move that came from up to down and then reversing back up. It's not a high conviction kind of position.
Tesla is finding the buyers.
Tesla, huh? Yeah, right down there. 350, pretty much as expected. That zone is messy, though. It's really stuck in there, huh? Even right at the open, it's just, boy, it's right in the middle of that. Big chop. Fractal patterns, guys. It'll tell you what's about to happen. If it's been choppy, it's going to be choppy. Wait for it to get out of there. So far, it went up, and it came all the way back. Would be interesting to see a good breakout on Tesla. Let's see. We have What's the bigger picture? Bigger picture is it's moving up. Overnight as well. Gap up, came back down and bounced off of the lows. Very important lows. Look at where it bounced from. Right there, 345. You can see all that support. So you're always thinking upwards. You just don't want to be involved in the chop. That's the only thing. What would be really fun on Tesla is if it comes down to 345 and bounces from there. Then you have a big trade. 345 and up to 350, and then let's see if it continues. And I like to see those kinds of setups. Basically, it's the old fractal pattern thing. Wherever buyers have been before, you can expect them to still be there, unless they're not. So if it bounces off 345, you have an opportunity. But it has to get there first. But 350 is obviously very sticky. What's with Apple here? I don't see anything going on here on a 30-minute picture. Oof. Yeah, it's a mess, huh? What else did we look at today, guys? SMCI, yeah, another mess. Generally up, but a mess. I think 45 was the level we looked at, right? So if you believe in 45, oh, I see something. Oh, look at that. See this candle at 937? Now that's a bullish engulfing. That's a real one. Because you can see it totally engulfed the previous candle lower and higher, and the close and the higher basically in the same place. Then the new high off of that, which happened 2 minutes later, that's your entry. That would have been about 2 minutes ago. Yeah, that's a big one.
Literally, that's what I did. But we'll see. Not liking it here, but yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a good bullish engulfing when you see it like this. A lot of people, oh, it's just barely engulfed, and they say it's a bullish engulfing. That's not it. This is the
the volume was still like the came more volume, and yeah, I'm in it.
There you go. And I said printed a new high as well, so it's all looking positive.
Yeah, I added on whatever the candle was, the red candle, 941 candle.
Nice. And I see resistance a little overhead, 45.50 right there. That's the first area of resistance. And then going further up, yeah, basically 20 cents up. And you can keep finding resistance overhead. That's a big one. 46 is an obvious big number. You can see the resistance right there. So there you go. Good setup. Nice catch. Very nice. The setup is key. And then after that, it works or it doesn't. You don't know. But the setup is the key. And this one was perfect. Bullish engulfing. Especially after a bit of a pop to the bottom. Straight back up. It's very interesting. You can almost see it as a consolidation as well in the pre-market breakout and then retest. A lot of things coming together here. This is good. I can watch this. And the SPY did one too, did it? No, it didn't. I can't even see it. No, nothing there. There you go. What else are we looking at? Here, I'll put SMCI on this screen so we can monitor it. It's behaving well. We got Dennis, legit. You guys are looking at RGTI. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting behavior. What do we have? Pull down and pushing up, huh? Again, 30 minutes, I don't see a lot. Well, I see a bit of a bullish engulfing here, but it's not perfect. Let's see, you would have yesterday's high right about there. And then, yeah, it just blew right through it, huh? Nice. Well, now it's going slower. Those first few minutes was explosive, huh? But what's interesting is it's still putting in higher lows, so you wouldn't get out of your long position completely if you're long on RGTI. You can still hold it, hold some of it. What else we got? Lana, you're looking at Google. Oof. There you go. That went. Again, I don't see a picture here on a 30-minute chart. I don't see anything. I just see it's just a mess. Sure enough, it broke through. Let's see how it behaved at the previous day's high. That was obvious resistance. And this is one strategy that I've been looking at where you find a V reversal, like a pinpoint reversal, like you have here in this case. Then if the price gets up there, then you go to the 1 minute and see if you get an entry. On Google's case, yeah, it did get there. It put an ABCD pattern, and you might have a long. So that's one picture on a 30-minute. But it did do a 1 minute ORB. And yeah, breakout retest. 210 is the obvious number, so there you go. That's a reversal pattern. Well, not reversal, but firmly telling you the uptrend's over.
And I got stopped out on SNCI, dropped.
It dropped? What happened?
Yeah.
Where? Oh, there it is. Okay, yep, I see it. Yeah, it got stuck at the high of day, huh? Failed to break. All right. Fair enough. That was a good setup, though. Setups
It was
like that.
very nice, yeah.
Yeah,
I liked it.
that's the one you want to take. Good 1 minute setup. Nice. Suzanne, slow day. Everything is slow. Yes, everything is slow. Very slow today. Even the sunset is slow. You realize that the sun's just not going down. It's just I don't get it. It should be gone down by now. Everything is slow. Abhishek, you're looking at snow. All right. Snow. Oh, that is interesting. Look at this chart. Whoa. Oops. There we go. Okay. 30-minute picture. Man, I still see nothing. Maybe it's my eyes. But basically, this thing, yeah, it looks like it had earnings yesterday. So heavily in play, gapped up. So ideally, you have that fallen angel setup. Good for the ORBs. Opening volatility. And yeah, sure enough, it was there. Look at that fallen angel. It dropped first, then reclaimed its opening price and the opening high and exploded off of that. There you go. Perfect fallen angel. Cool. Nice. You catch that, Abhishek? All good scalping stuff. Still in it. Nice. Yeah, good catch. Yeah. I'd say the entry is, boy, it's a tough one. 223 and up. Somewhere above 223 would be an entry. Stop perhaps halfway down the candle or VWAP. VWAP's probably up there at some point. Halfway makes sense. 221. From 224. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. This thing's put in a big move, huh? Nice. So we have snow. And what was the other one that was good? Google. SMCI was good for a little while. Yeah, Google. Anyone see a reversal setup on Google? What do you guys think? No, yes, no. You guys are all very timid today, huh? What's going on?
I haven't even looked yet. We'll see though. Let me check. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm all right. I'm still trying to find my energy.
Yeah, I feel
Things
that.
are slow.
We got
It is-
Labor Day. What's up?
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I said we got Labor Day weekend, so I've got the pit loaded to the gills right now, and I am dragging.
Fair enough. When is Labor Day weekend? It's 1st of September, is it? Or next week?
Yeah. It's Monday. It's technically Labor Day, so this is where everybody loads up and picks up a ton of food before they go to the lake and whatnot. So.
All right. Nice. I love it. That's an awesome food fest, barbecue fest.
Oh, dude, it's a good weekend for us. It's a butt kicking, but it's good business. So.
Good, man. Good. Enjoy it. Make it good.
Oh yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't see this reversal on Google. This reverse hammer here is tempting. But guys, this is not in the right context because it's happened after a giant bullish candle. Even though it's a good looking hammer, room to the left, after a move up, all that good stuff. But it's not something I would trust. So these are the little details you want to pay attention to when you're trading naked candlesticks. I would not put risk on this stuff. Ooh, things are tanking down right now. What's happening?
Yeah, I reversed my position on SMTI.
You reversed it?
Yes, sir. Going up, we're going down.
Look at you, man. That's amazing. Break of the low of day, all right?
Yeah.
I love it, man. You're in so fast. You remind me of myself really not long ago. Maybe at the beginning of 2024. Like a
That's
year
all
and a half
right.
ago.
I love that. I'm only a year to make 200,000.
No, you're on your own path, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man.
I would do stuff like this. I'd put on levels and pick up the patterns and say, okay, it's going to be a long at that level. But if it fails, so it breaks back down and retests from the downside, now that's no longer support. Now it's resistance, and then off you go short. And all of that within 5 minutes. I take 3 positions, stop out twice, and end up with 4 or 5K every day. Used to do that.
Yeah.
Used to do stuff like
that. At the bottom there, but I feel like there's a squeeze. But my stop is at break even now. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. But
no, all good, all good.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for yesterday's low if it drops down. So that's my target.
Yeah, that makes sense. Watch the pre-market support zone, 44.20, which is very key intraday support zone. You can see it yesterday as well. See that?
Yeah,
right there.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's where I'd be careful.
The SPY is tanking, so that's I'm a little bit more confident on it.
All right, correlations. Let's see, what is the SPY doing? We have 8 minutes for the news. Man, the SPY went right back into its choppy mess where it's been for like 3 days. Come on. Seriously, the market gods don't like me anymore. They're just keeping me away. No setups. Can't catch anything.
They're testing your patience, Avi.
They are. They really are. I'm thinking I might just go buy that Ferrari. Maybe they'll like me again. Just go do something stupid. Oh, man.
Yeah, $500,000 car. That'll definitely force you to trade some.
Yo. Well, the good news is the one I'm looking at is only 300,000. It's the lowest.
Oh my God.
That's cheap, man.
That's fucked up because my house only costs $300,000.
Oh man.
That's a pocket chain for the boy prince.
I still don't own an oil well. An oil tanker. Oh man. And that's the thing about it. You know, it comes and it goes and it comes and it goes. Anybody who's done any sort of business in their life will tell you that. That's the way money works. It comes and goes. You got to be very aware of that. So don't get too excited when it comes. And don't freak out too much when it goes. Or at least when it dries up a little. It's
all temporary.
Yes. It's all temporary. It's all the nature of just the way money works. So once you understand that, you'll even trade better. You'll even detach from the market. You won't get too married to any positions or take too much size or any of that crazy stuff.
Man, so yesterday when I took the long on the video, like that was my target, 183.60, whatever that area, and that's the highest made today, and start tanking from there.
Video. Oh, look at that! Yeah.
Yeah, like that was my target. I was trying to hold it, but the bars are jumping, and of course this morning it went there. And
all right, yeah, straight up there and then down. There we go, Mahi. You're an NVIDIA 181. Nice, catching the short. Yeah, right about here. You can see the support area in the pre-market, right where it is now. That's where I would be careful with the shorts. But let's see, what did it do? Oh, look at that. So it broke the low of day without a setup, but then it went back up, and you can call this a retest of the opening range. An interesting way. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this opening range thing that we've done many times here. It's been a while though. Let's identify the opening range and see what kind of moves we can work with. Again, this is a very easy way to trade. So we go with the bottom of the first candle, and the top of the opening range looks like the top of that second candle right there. So that's the opening range. You can even see the bottom here in the pre-market. So off of that, you have a breakdown. Well, false breakdown, comes back down. Here's your retest area, even lower highs below it. Going straight down, and your target, where the hell's it? Would be 176.50. So not a difficult way to trade if you're just purely looking at stocks in play. Just sit out about 5 minutes, identify the opening range, and wait for a breakout of that. Or wait for a good 1 minute setup. Ideally a breakout and retest, which is pretty much what this one did. A little tricky, but it's there. And then you have your target. And if the target's truly far away, which I think this one is, then halfway you take some off, or at least find some de-risking zones, which NVIDIA is there right now, a de-risking zone, basically pre-market support. And that's a place you can de-risk, as in take off half your position and then recycle it. So if you take off half and then you identify a reverse ABCD, you can put it back on and tighten up your stop to be just above that level. And it's all break even at that point. And then you're going into your target, your big target, 176.60. Simple way to trade. Sometimes I wonder why I don't trade like this anymore. Let me see if the SPY would have been interesting on this. Oh, wait, hold on. What did Google do? Look at that. That's that level we picked up earlier, right? Look at this. Yeah, previous day's high. Broke out, retest, and again. Interesting. Very interesting. Watch 210. I bet there's liquidity still sitting there. And if it is, it's probably going to break through. Just want to make sure it keeps having higher lows. Anyways, that's interesting.
The video volume is crazy. Every single candle is about 1.8 million. And it's nothing like compared to what it was like the opening candle was 7 million. That's a lot.
There you go. It's got a big catalyst, right? Earnings and all that. So it's the kind of thing that's easy to pick up. It has a big catalyst. It's a big gap, big volume. So just pick up the opening range and go for it from there. This kind of stock would work. Very simple. Yeah, Dennis, go ahead.
Hey, Evie. Back to AMD. You talk about around 9:35. There was a hammer, but you said it's not. It's good sign for reversal. Could you explain why that again?
Sure. AMD. Yeah. Which hammer? Sorry. Which one was it?
So around 9:37.
37. Here? Oh, here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this hammer right here is tempting to go long off of that hammer, but there's no room to the left. Look at the entire hammer. It's just inside of the previous candle, the whole thing. You want the wick to be down outside of it. Then you have something. So just on the room to the left idea, it's not there. And the room to the left thing is very important when you're looking at naked candlesticks. I'll show you the other setup that makes perfect sense here. Look at AMD. It went from down to up, and then it put in a very neat looking double top. You have a top here, the second one's lower, and you have a nice little gap in the middle. And let's see, where would the entry be? The double top is complete on this candle, 941. This is your first bearish candle. Then the new low off of that candle is the entry. So effectively, your entry is right here. So you still wait some 10 minutes or so until you get your entry after the double top is complete. That's your short right there. Stop could be right above the entry candle. And you're in this. You're just looking for support zones, which you see one big one right there and another major one down there. It's 167, 166.50. Those are your targets. So that's over here in the double top. Also look, room to the left. It hasn't been. I mean, I'm just looking at a 1 minute chart. Room to the left. It's all there. Not difficult, right? So that's important. That's the way to do that. Room to the left is one of those, for me, very, very important factor. It's really kept me out of a lot of shitty positions and got me into good ones. And I did this whole measured move thing as well on the SPY. So I identified the opening range basically as the bottom of this candle. Call this a false breakout. You have the top over there. And then you had the breakdown later. And the breakdown happened, 15 minutes after the open? Look at that. Breakout, retest, and it goes, and that's your target. Straight up and simple. Sure enough, that's where it got messy.
Use your 5 seconds. So
yeah. News come in. Let's see what happens. Yeah, something would have happened by now, something unusual, but nothing so far. Nothing. Yeah, this is it. The algos have not reacted.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Gaten, go ahead.
Hi, Avi. I wanted to ask, the room to the left concept, is it more a reversal kind of thing, or is it also used for continuation patterns?
It's whenever you're naked, always look to your left.
Okay.
Think of it that way.
Easy.
Easy, right? Naked trading, always look to the left. And to be honest, all kinds of trading. I mean, no matter what indicators you're looking at, you're still looking at candlesticks. The room to the left is so powerful. My goodness, just look at that. And even if I go 80-20 with the specific rules I have, room to the left is one of those 80-20 things. That's the one rule. If I just leave that rule and don't look at any other rules about patterns and stuff, I'd still probably get into some good trades.
Okay, and on, for example, an ABCD pattern, which is by its nature, you have some price action on your left during the pullback. How do you cope with that, with the room to the left concept?
Yeah, let's find an example of that. Let's look at a 30-minute chart. We'll find something, I'm sure. ABCD, where did we get a good one? I think we have a reverse. We had a reverse ABCD somewhere. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at this area. So this thing went from up to down, and this is your big consolidation and then continuation. So your big reverse ABCD. Look at this one. Right before the move happened, room to the left, this big hammer, and it hasn't been out here in a while. Ideally, you really want it to be outside of the whole consolidation. It should pop up a little higher to be absolutely perfect. So, but now, if you look at just after the move happened and then it put in that reverse hammer right here, right next to that initial move, then I'd say there's no room to the left. But at some point during the consolidation, it puts in this reverse hammer, then I would take the entry on the very next candle if it gives a new low. In this case, it did, and you're in this. So you still want room to the left. You're just looking at, it's all in consolidation and it pops out of the consolidation. And this one almost did, just about, almost, very close.
Great.
Not a perfect one, but
thanks.
Sure.
Looks like Google's trying to get out of that 210. Oh, well, it was.
So here you go. Here's an ABCD pattern that makes perfect sense. Here, this one up, consolidation, room to the left, even right at the bottom tip of the candle. It's not in the consolidation. Consolidation bottom is here, and this one
okay.
And goes. This has room to the left, and then it went. Sure enough, it was a big move up after that.
Okay, thanks. It's clear.
No. I should really go trade futures. I can trade this stuff all day, even up here, reversal. What the hell? Anyways, can't catch everything. All right, no news. We have a new 10 a.m. What is 9 a.m.? What is it? Candle. 9:30 to 10 a.m. candle. All right. I'm seeing a big bearish engulfing candle. That indicates a short, but the problem with it is it's got this wick at the bottom. If the close and the low were in the same place, then I'd put a line right there, and I'd wait for an entry for a short right in this area. But it's not happening. The buyers are there. So still no setup. Nothing to work with. It's a pretty good bearish engulfing, almost good. Move up and then a big bearish engulfing. It's just that it found buyers down there. Other than that, let's see. It's been in an uptrend. I was looking for that cup and handle, but this would be the bottom of the cup, and the handle would be, down to this area halfway. You can't have this thing pop out. It's too far down. So again, for now, I'll wait for another 30-minute candle, and we'll see if anything shapes up. Nothing there. Oh, there you go. NVIDIA. Who was in that? Who was in that? One of you guys was in it, right? Mahi, I think you were in it. NVIDIA, when I see it. Look at that. You measured the move from the opening range, or just measured the opening range. same distance, and that's your target. Short, and you're out. What a perfect picture, huh? Just get rid of this line. You don't need this stuff. Isn't that something?
SPY fought really hard yesterday to close above right here, this area, but now it's rejecting it. And the buyers are now stepping, the sellers are taking. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all in this zone where it got messy overnight.
Yeah.
Yesterday's zone was there too. Yeah.
I don't know how they took the price up there. Like, it just opened the price above everything and they tried to keep it there, but obviously sellers are there.
Yeah. And that's the thing I try to avoid thinking about. I stop thinking about why the market does what it does and the philosophies. I fucking drive myself crazy thinking about that for years. Just look at a candlestick. It's either going up or down or nowhere, and that's all you need to know. Everything else is, whatever, man. Go mix another protein shake, whatever.
Can't be drinking that all day, man.
All day. Gosh, man, I just got tea with ginger and honey and stuff in it. Hey, is the market closed on Monday? Is Labor Day? Is that right? I didn't even know.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Okay, man, you guys got to give me a heads up on this stuff. I should just go back on vacation. God damn it.
3-day weekend, baby.
I feel like I've not even come back from vacation yet. Not even started trading yet. And we have a 3-day weekend. Oh, well. It'll come. Nice and easy. This could have been a good double top too on the SPY up here and here, but it's higher than the first one. Yeah, it's not there. Whew. Boring, huh? Boring. Other than NVIDIA, really perfect price action. We had some good fun on SMCI and then Google as well. Oops.
Yeah, have you thoughts on a PLTR as that reversal?
PLTR, let's look at it. Oh, 30-minute picture. I don't see a reversal setup, but let's see if you got a level down there. Whoa, give it a moment. There it is. All right, so it went down. I don't see a reversal setup in this. I don't see a candlestick pattern that gives me a setup for the reversal, except here. Now, this is a bit of a bullish engulfing, and it's in a very interesting place. So the reversal is already happening. And during reversals, you can get ABCD patterns to continue the reversal. But during this ABCD pattern, you're getting a bullish engulfing. Now, I don't trade this stuff. I don't trade these engulfings like this, but it's there. So a lot of confidence to go long, call it above 155 with a stop below this engulfing candle and go and target the highs and tighten up your stop as it goes. So it looks interesting. Again, 1-minute picture. I don't trust the 1-minute picture. I'm always on the 30-minute.
So for the 958 candle, would you not consider that as a sign? That long wick, the 958?
No, it's just got a wick, but this is still a big bearish body on this candle. It's not a hammer. You want the wick to be 3 times as big as the body, and you ideally want the body to be white as well. So this one, no, I wouldn't trust it. I've seen a million of these, and it's 50-50.
How about NVIDIA, Avi, for reversal?
NVIDIA, so it hit that target. Man, that's just on the 1-minute picture. Again, it has reversed already. And I don't see the reversal pattern, the setup. It could still make a double bottom and really go. But it didn't give you a big long tail hammer to immediately take the reversal entry. So once again, I don't see it. You have this ABCD zone. So the reversal happened, and during the reversal, you get an ABCD. Then you can go with the continuation of the reversal. I've done that quite a bit on a 30-minute picture.
It is right now around S3.
Okay. If you believe in S3 and you find that as support, 178 or so. But again, I wouldn't pick this as a reversal. The obvious setup was the breakout of the opening range. That was very obvious. But the reversal, to my eyes, on the 1-minute picture is it's very tricky.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Google, what happened here? This thing just keeps going. Oh my gosh. Let's see. We got resistance up here. That's already through that. Where is this thing going? Is this all-time high on Google? Probably. Wow. All right. So Google broke out of the high of a couple days ago, or yesterday's high. Big old retest. Broke out of that major high as well so far. Looks like it wants to go. That is interesting. So now here on a measured move basis, I don't see a range to make an identification from, but there's another way to do measured moves, which is, I think, a little more tricky, but let's give it a go. So the move started down here and it ended, I'd say the first move ended, let's just be conservative and call it ended here, right? So you measure that distance, and then the second move started right down there. So use the same distance. From down there, your target is 211.36. So you just measure the first move, and then you measure, or you identify where the second move began, use the same distance. And that's the other way to use a measured move. Let's see if that works. This one is trickier because you can kind of, play with it a bit. But yeah, very positive. Who's in this? Any of you guys catch this? Google, I think one or two of you guys said you were in this earlier, right? It's pretty good. Pretty good. What are we going? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Raf, you caught the NVIDIA short. Nice. Get a piece of it. Abhishek, you got a 211 out here on Google. Nice. Yeah, there you go. Serkan, Google, awesome. Getting some Abhishek. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I mean, there have been good moves with decent setups. Not too complicated, huh? Except the SPY, of course. Just drive me nuts. What else is good, guys? SMCI, yeah, sure enough, did the short. Okay, let's look at. Yeah, you were in it earlier. Yeah, now you would be out of it. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, here you go. Here's your bullish engulfing again, but without it doesn't have the right close. Let's again try the opening range thing on SMCI. You put it approximately here, and the bottom would be you got wicks down here, just about. There you go. Oh, that worked out. Look at that. The top of the opening range is there. The bottom of the opening range is there. When you do catch it, that's your target. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool how it works. Again, it is also subjective. It's not precise, but it's quite funny how it works, looking like it's precise. So if you're just using that, it's not difficult. I think the hard part about identifying the opening range is to stay out of the market for a little while, at least 5 minutes. So in this case, if you stayed out 5 minutes or so, you would have probably identified the top of the opening range. It's here. In the bottom, you'd say, just go with the opening price probably. And you still end up approximately in the same place. Something like that. And you'd have the bottom there because 5 minutes, the candlestick's up here. Bottom's there, and the top's there. Yeah, retest. It's not too bad, huh? SPY, did we do that on the SPY? Yeah, the opening range on the SPY, it happened. So if we sat out 5 minutes, you would have found the bottom here and the top. Yeah, just about there, I'd say. And you end up about there. It works. You can see a semi kind of double bottom here, but it's not a good clean one. Not one that I like. And there's no entry on it anyway. The trade would have been here. Breakout, retest, and go. Tough one, though. Tough one with the retest. With the SPYs like that. Dan, you got MDB. Okay. MDB. More exotic stuff, huh? Long. From early on. Wow. About 300. Nice. Still in it. Wow, you got a $10 move on this. Well done. Let's see what's up with this thing. What's up with this catalyst and then continuation? I'm trying to identify what would signal the move up on a 30-minute chart, but I don't see anything. But yeah,
I think
nice.
the options open interest. That's the one I did the vertical on.
Mm,
There was
yeah.
nothing on the put side, and it was just monster to 300.
Nice. That's amazing when you're able to see that or find these unusual opportunities, right? Total imbalance in the options. That is powerful. Good stuff. So here you have the 1 minute ORB. You catch it in the 3rd minute. Broke. Did it gap up? Yeah, it gapped up. And so you catch it there. Then it came back, ABCD pattern, bounced off of a bit of a resistance zone in the pre-market. You probably have the VWAP somewhere there, or moving average, and then bounce off of there, and then you're in this thing. Pretty good. That's great. You catch $10 moves like this. Nice. Good work. Sujit, you want that? Brian, you up for a webinar? Masterclass on options, the way you do it?
Sure. I don't know about a master class, but I can give a lesson. I can do something. I can put something together. How long do you like? What, 30 minutes? Something like that?
Yeah, 30 to an hour. You plan for 30 or 40 minutes, and then Q&A ends up being an hour.
Yeah, I can put something together in a couple weeks.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, just reach out, man. All good.
All right, cool.
There you go. You got some interest in that stuff, so you got it. All right, guys, we have about 15 minutes in this session. If y'all don't talk to me, I'm going to fall asleep here. Somebody say something. There's really nothing going on.
How about NVIDIA on 5 minutes? Is it not bearish engulfing right now?
NVIDIA 5 minute. Let's see. Well, let the 5 minute candle close, and you still don't have where the top of this red candle is above the previous candle.
So it has to completely engulf it, right? Including a week.
That's the way I like it. Yeah.
Nice.
Absolute engulfing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, yesterday I took a trade on a 60-minute chart on the SPY, a sim trade. Let's see if there's something on that today. I don't see anything. It's just in a messy kind of place. What do you have here, Kim? You want to know how I identified the opening range on Google again? Yeah, sure. Google, do I have it open? Over here. Google, how did I identify this? This was not a range, an opening range thing. I'll show you. This was, I identified the distance of the move. So the first move started down here. And I identified this as the top of the move right there. After that, it just got messy. Now you can go and identify that as well, but I'm a little conservative about it. So once that's over, you can identify that. And then you have to identify where does the second move begin, which I identified it down here. So I just take the same distance, start it from down here in the second move, and that's how far it should be going. So put it there, and you're just getting above 211. That's it. This is a distance measured move more than well, or whatever. It's just a different way of using a measured move, measuring the move and then identifying that the second move would go the same distance, rather than the other way of doing it, which is identifying a range and then going with exactly that distance. I don't use this very often. I've hardly ever used it because it's very subjective and a lot of room for mistakes. On Google, could we do something else? Let's see, what could be a good measured move thing? Lovepreet was talking about just measuring the pre-market high and low, so we can try that. Oh, let's see. So pre-market low, pre-market high. There it is.
You can also, there's more like an indicator price study that'll mark it for you. It's more subjective, right?
Yeah. Those price studies are great. They're very easy. I think there's one for opening range. It marks the high and low of the first few minutes. I think.
Yes, you can go up to, I guess, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
It'll mark the opening range up to 60 minutes for you.
Yeah, you can do those. I don't really like those, honestly. I just find these more effective. But look at this on Google, it would have made sense. You just get the high and the low of the pre-market, not the post-market yesterday, just the pre-market. And you're going
the price studies also go for the pre-market only. They exclude the post-market, exactly as you have measured.
Good, and then you can measure off of that. Perfect, easy. So in this case, this would have been a perfect thing. You have Google going through that level if you're able to get that entry. Otherwise, then you wait for it to reclaim this area here. You might get in long here, get stopped out once, get in here, maybe stopped out twice. Third attempt, and you're getting this move over here, maybe. Yeah. So there's ways to do it, I used to do this stuff, measured moves, but I really don't go with these pinpoint kind of moves with measured moves. I prefer to identify, a firm range. Like this looks more like a range. So I'd put the bottom, let's say about here, and where's the indicator? The bottom is about here, and the top, where's the top? Where it hits the level multiple times. There, see that? Multiple times, just about there. Here you have, and then the breakdown goes through the first measure, second measure, approximately an overshoot, and that's about it. I prefer to do it this way. I have more confidence in it. How would I trade that, Kim? Trade what? Google? Today? I didn't trade Google, but how would I trade it? Well, if you like 1 minute ORBs, you'd be taking a long here. Other than that, even with the measured move we identified, I think it was kind of tricky. Let's go back, put it on. But quite a few guys in the room here got it. Yeah, that's the high, that's the low. Yeah, kind of tricky, right? A couple of stop outs in this level because it chopped around the level. Would be tough.
But even with the 5 minute ORB, it would be quite decent still, because the pullback is close enough to VWAP.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, if you're looking at VWAP bounces, that works. Then in that case, you don't need measured moves. You're just going VWAP bounce and looking at levels or liquidities. Yeah, makes sense. What we got here, Raf? Speaking of boring, after NVIDIA surge up, it's been hanging in a narrow range, just hanging around till see some sign. All right, yeah. Yep. NVIDIA's just been hanging, huh? Yeah. Well, today it moved, but yeah. Up here it was messy. Man, I think I've forgotten how to day trade. I really think so. Just not taking a trade for so long. Better put on a sim trade at least, just to remember where the buttons are. Anyways, let's see what we have on the daily chart here. Oh yeah, you see this mess? No wonder. On the SPY. No wonder I can't find a trade. Look at this. But here you have a good pattern. Check this out. Moving up in a consolidation, it puts in this long tail hammer that pops out of the whole consolidation zone. Room to the left on it. A new high would have been the entry about 3 or 4 days ago. Stop below it, and you're just going long. At some point, you're looking for that breakout. The good way to do, well, another safer way to do it is to sell puts below it, like 165. You've already made some money on it. That's a bit safer, but you need to tie up a lot of capital to do that. What else do we have here? Came down. Oh, yeah, here we go. You guys know what this is? This is a pattern that, again, you'll see this more on daily charts because of the gaps. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, this is NVIDIA. What am I doing? I should be looking at SPY. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, all right, here we go. SPY. Yeah, there's nothing here. Even here, there's not much going on. Just slow. So it gapped up, and it's, probably gets some moves, but not a lot. Trying to see if I see any setups anywhere. Not in this area. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay, there it is now. Wow. I'm all over the place. Yeah, it's in a messy zone. But what's interesting is this is a breakout zone, right? This big high. That would be fun. Gaps are interesting. I should maybe look at gaps on the SPY. But also here, look at this one. You have this move up on the SPY. Then it consolidates sideways and it puts in that long tail hammer room to the left, pops out of the consolidation with that wick. That's what Gaten was talking about. The new high is your entry. And you're in this, either a day trade or a swing trade. Should start looking at this chart more often, huh? Gaps are interesting. Look at this gap here. It's in a bit of a downtrend, tiny move, but then indecision. Indecision is very interesting because what you want after an indecision is you want a decision to be made. And a decision made is it either moves above or below the indecision zone. So the high and low of this candle. So if you put the high of this candle and you see it open just below it, came down, came through it. So as it goes through 637.9 on this day, that's your entry long. And it turned out to be a big day. So that's because of its indecision. That's one piece of confirmation you can look at. What other setups are there? That is interesting. This is almost a good bullish engulfing. On the next day's open, you just go long as well. At the close, you just go long.
Yeah,
overnight.
buy the calls for SPX.
You bought the calls here?
No. I'm comparing this.
Okay.
Following an engulfing day.
Yeah.
Around the end of the day. Because they don't allow for the next day. Yeah, they also allow for the SPY as well.
It could be really good doing stuff like this. Again, I used to trade all this stuff. You guys saw that last year. Just daily chart levels and wait for the levels. Yeah, there's good ways to do this. A lot of ways to do this. Going up, let's see. How about this reversal down here? Where's the indication? Gap down, gap down, gap down, and then up. That is interesting. See that? This day it gapped down, went down. This day it gapped down, went down. And here it gapped down, but it closed up. So a change in character. So after the, what is this? The 7th of April, you'd be interested in a long somewhere. Find an entry. At least sell puts below it. Yeah, fun stuff, huh? What about the short here? Here's a bearish engulfing right here. Big one. Then you would have stopped out and get below there.
Yes, that's also a bearish engulfing.
Yeah.
The third word candle. The big third.
Yeah. This one I'm not convinced because of the wick. It's got bullish activity at the bottom, so I'd be a little conservative with that one. But the way to look at it is I'd put a line at that bottom there, and if you get the breakout, then here's a retest. It rejects that on this day. on the 6th of March, that's your short. And it never would have tested your entry. Put the stop above it and you're in this short. And sure enough, that also happened to be the gap up. Look at that. Very nicely how it lines up, huh?
What a jerk. SMCI really wicked me out and came down.
SMCI.
Yeah, look at that. It wicked me out and came up.
What did you do? You were short earlier. You got
right there. I got stopped out of the break even there, and then
it went down again. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what it does. Here you have a breakout, and you can consider this a retest of that breakout, but it's very hard to call this a retest because it already put in a move. It went to the next measured move. So this is, if anything, it's gone up and a reversal setup if you can identify it. And I don't think I identify any reversal setups here. As such as the market, at least when you take losses, they're small. That's what's important. Then you survive. Cool.
Tesla
right,
has
guys.
completed its move from one pre-market level to another.
Yeah, those measured moves are easy, as in the levels are there and you can just identify them. That's why I like the Avinacci stuff. At least it made the levels very easy. There's no messing around with it. So one less thing to think about. So good if you can use measured moves. No, I like it. All right, guys, 10:30. Gonna end this session here. We have the voice channel, the general voice channel. I'll try and pop in there in a little bit. It's been a bit of a slow week already. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But all right, good. Hope you guys had a good open, taking it slow and having fun. I'll catch y'all in a little bit. Go ahead into the voice channel in there. I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
See you later.
See you.